President Biden called for unity between Democrats and Republicans in his second State of the Union address tonight. Mr. Biden speaking on his accomplishments tonight, as well as issues that still need to be addressed through bipartisan support.
Ahead of a possible re-election bid, the president leaned heavily on the economy by pushing more taxes for corporations and the wealthy and renewing the expanding child tax credit. The president also highlighting cooling inflation numbers on top of a strong jobs report. He also called on Congress to pass the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. The overarching note in the address, a push for bipartisanship in a divided Washington.
Fighting for the sake of fighting, power for the sake of power, conflict for the sake of conflict gets us nowhere. That's always been my vision of our country, and I know it's many of yours. To restore the soul of this nation, to rebuild the backbone of America, America's middle class, and to unite the country. We've been sent here to finish the job, in my view.
The president's address came before a new Speaker of the House, Bakersfield Republican Kevin McCarthy, who took his seat behind the president for the first time.
And that call for unity during tonight's address sparking reaction for both Democrats and Republicans.
Action News reporter Kate Nemmerich spoke to local congressmen on both sides of the aisle about their thoughts about the State of the Union address. Kate?
Well, I spoke with Congressman John Duarte, Tom McClintock, and Jim Costa. The representatives of the Central Valley had a wide range of reactions to the president's address.
There was a big change tonight. Tonight, the president agreed that he would sit down and compromise and work on sensible solutions with Kevin McCarthy and our caucus.
Congressman Tom McClintock says he didn't see the same effort to reach across the aisle.
Instead, he just doubled down on the reckless spending, the war on fossil fuels, all these policies that are crushing families.
Well, Congressman Jim Costa saw the president's speech much more positively.
The fact that we've gotten a lot done under challenging circumstances. He also took account for what's left to do, a lot of work to do, in reaching out to the Republicans.
Spending and the debt ceiling caused chatter during the president's address. Each congressman did agree that spending needed to be reeled in.
Let's not play fast and loose with America's checkbook and become a deadbeat and put at risk people's Social Security.
Congressman John Duarte says he still has hope for the year ahead.
He's agreed to quit demagoguing on Social Security and Medicare and sit down with leadership and have an adult discussion. We are at some point going to need to quit putting it on the credit card.
McClintock called spending reckless and doesn't think the president is reaching across the aisle.
He could have taken a page from Bill Clinton's book after Clinton lost the House in 1995. Admit his policies weren't working, reach across the aisle to work with Republicans to balance the budget and restore work requirements for welfare.
All three congressmen agreed that border security and immigration have direct impacts right here in the Central Valley, but differed on how they should be addressed.
Finish the border wall, restore court-ordered deportations, and of course restore the Remain in Mexico policy that was so successful.
It's proved that a wall, in most instances, is ineffective. The efforts that previous administrations involved, if you come here not in the way that it's fashioned, you're required to leave.
But we need to finish the border wall. It needs to be done. Then we need to have more broadly in immigration, we need a guest worker program that's scalable, that's flexible.
Both Duarte and Costa said they would like to see the deferred action for childhood arrivals resolved to create pathways for the people here who have arrived as children. McClintock said border security must be solved before DACA is addressed. Live in the newsroom, Kate Nemmerich, ABC 30 Action News.